Good morning, students. Happy Thursday. Welcome to your last day of connected learning. So after today, if you have all your assignments caught up, then you don't have to do any more work and you can start your summer. Looking at part 2 of joining and separating angles, I want you to turn in your volume 2 book to page 509 and let's go over adding these measurements again. Now, if you want to, you can try these 2 pages on your own and then watch the video to see if you got them right or to see if you need to redo a few of them. Looking at the measure of angle PQR, you can tell that that includes both angles. So I would draw that little arch to include both. Your equation is 15 degrees plus 75 degrees. So add 75 plus 15 and you get 90 degrees. And you can see that by that right angle. Looking at the next one, the measure of angle WXY. This one includes 3 smaller angles, 93 degrees plus 39 degrees plus 43 degrees. So you want to take 93 plus 39. You get 132 plus your 43. And you should have gotten 175 degrees. Now the next 2 are a little more challenging. You're going to want to extend the arms. If you can flatten out your book real good, you're going to want to extend the arms of those rays quite a bit so you're going to be able to read the measurement. Okay, let's start with CBD. Okay, that's kind of a smaller angle. Put your vertex right there, use your guideline, and it says the zeros on the top scale is where it's pointing, so I get a 45 degree angle, okay? So let's see what the other 2 are. Let's try the super large angle right here. This one is pretty difficult because it is almost 180 degrees. So looking at the vertex, you could do it either way. I'm going to read it doing my top scale, pointing to the right. I go all the way around. And if you can tell on your protractor, it is 175 degrees. That is a very large angle. Then my last one, I'm going to turn my book around. I'm going to put my vertex here. The 0 is on the top scale. I'm going to go all the way around and I get 100, oops, you can't see that, 140 degrees. So be sure you're also asking yourself, are these reasonable degrees that I'm getting? So the next one, number 4, is kind of the same way. Both of these top 2 are just slightly smaller than 90 degrees. Let's extend the arms. Okay. Let's do these top 2 first. You can tell they're probably pretty even. The 0 points to the top scale. I'm going to align my vertex a little better. I get 80 degrees for angle MK and N. I'm going to turn my book, measure the vertex, and I also get right at about 80 degrees on angle LK and M. Okay, let's measure the tinier angle, K, J, and L. This time the scale we're going to read is on the bottom, and it goes to 40 degrees. That one was pretty easy to read. Then we have to do this super wide one. It's not quite 180 degrees. Put your vertex very carefully. See if you can see it. Right there, if I line my vertex up in the center, I get 160 degrees. So, let's look on to number 5. Kenny drew and cut out an angle that measured 85 degrees. Beginning at the vertex, he cut the angle into 2 angles. One new angle measures 20 degrees. What would the measure of the other one be? So this gets us into a part whole. We have 85 degrees that he cut, so obviously he took away 20 degrees, and what does that equal? 85 minus 20 is 65 degrees. Number 6, Liam and Marcy each have slices of pizza. The measure of the angle of Liam's slice is 40 degrees. The measure of Marcy's slice is 35 degrees. When the pieces are together, obviously we're going to add, what is the measure of the angle that they form? So what is 40 plus 35 degrees? Most of you can tell that that is 75 degrees. Okay, so we have to just look for our two key words there. Looking on the back, this is your last page of the year. Which equation can you use to find the measure of D, E, and G? Okay, D, E, and F is 90 degrees. And we know that because they put the square in the corner. But we're having to find D, E, and G. So we know one angle, so this becomes a part whole. 90 minus 67. Now you can tell you don't have to solve it, you just have to find the equation. This would be D. Number 8, what is the measure of KJ and N? KJ and N includes all three of these angles. So 43 degrees plus 34 degrees is 77 degrees, plus 23 degrees is exactly 100 degrees. Hannah cut a piece of pie into 3 equal parts. What is the measure of each of the parts of the pie? Okay, so if she took an entire circle, we know a pie is 360 degrees. So if you cut it the best you can into about 3 slices, they're asking us what is each part. So what is just one of the parts? So we'll put the X right there. How would we figure this out? We are actually going to have to divide 3 into 360 degrees. When I divide this number, work on your division steps, you get D, 120 degrees for each of the pieces. Okay, so each one of these, that would equal 360 degrees. Which equation can you use to find the measure of P, Q, and R? And I just wrote all over P, Q, and R. It would be 73 degrees plus 57 degrees. That is C. Multi-step. Melissa used a protractor to find the measure of each angle in the circle. What is the measure of W, Z, Y? W, Z, Y. Here is why it's multi-step. First, you have to add the parts. We know the whole, and just to show you guys, you can do this like a strip diagram that we learned about at the beginning of the year. 122 degrees, 96 degrees, and then you can put X for your missing part. We're going to put the 2 together. That gets you 218 degrees. Then remember over here, we subtract. 360 minus 218, borrow, you get B, 142 degrees. The last one, angle BAE is a straight angle. So they've told us this entire line is 180 degrees on this side, 180 degrees on this side. The angle of FAE, so this angle right here is half. Remember half, we divide by 2. It's half the measure of B, A, and C, which we don't know what that is yet. What is the measure of FAE? So, if we have 2 parts, 70 plus 30 is 100. We know that 180 minus 100 is 80 degrees right here. If this angle E, A, and F is half, divide by 2 the amount, 2 divided into 80 is 4. Bring down my 0. It is A, 40 degrees. I hope you guys have a wonderful summer. I will see you when you come pick up your things out of your locker. That's what I'm about to work on today, is cleaning everything out. If you need me, text or email. This lesson may take you a couple of times of watching to understand, but if you have any questions, just give me a call or text. See you later. Bye-bye.